good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Professor. I don't know what time you are going to be watching this. So, today I will be talking about the role of the pancreas and liver in regulating digestion. So, I'm gonna first give an overview of what the digestive system is. So, the digestive system is to move nutrients, water, and electrolytes from the external environment into the internal environment of the body. So to accomplish this, there's like four different processes of digestion. We have digestion, absorption, secretion, and mottling. So digestion is like chemical and mechanical breakdown of food into smaller pieces, so we can take it across the barrier of the internal epithelium into the body. And so absorption is just absorbing the nutrients and different things within the food that the body needs, which is also like later on secreted, and the movement of materials like from the GI um, as a result of muscle concentration is called muscle. So all of these things are like very significant in order for our body to maintain regular function in order to be able to complete all the day-to-day tasks that we needed to do. So now we'll be talking about how the pancreas and liver regulate some of the digestion. So within the small intestine, most of the digestions occur there. So we have the intestines, the pancreas, and the hepatic secretion of enzymes and bowels are all needed, as I previously stated, in order to have a normal digestion system. And the interesting phase of digestion is where it all begins, where digestion begins. The chyme entering from the small intestines has like undergo a little chemical digestion, so it must be controlled to avoid overwhelm of the small intestines. So now we are going to talk about what the liver is actually doing within the digestive system. So a little bit about the liver. Um, Everyone knows what the liver is, or should know what the liver is. So, like some of the liver functions are to break down, balance, and create the nutrients, and also metabolize drugs into forms that are easier to use for the rest of the body that are not toxic. So think about when you take an ibuprofen, or when you take an Adderall, or when you're taking, say, hydrocodone, or you are taking aspirin, or you are taking um, vitamin D, vitamin C, and all oral types of methods. All of these things have to be breaking down within. All of these things have to be breaking down within the stomach to later goes on to other places, and the liver help with these breaking down and filter these things so it could be used elsewhere within the bloodstream and the body. So everything that you are taking in, alcohol also has to go through the liver and go through these type of filterizations. So these biological filters are like hepatitis enzymes. They are cytochromes, enzymes, so metabolic drugs, and the exobiotics, as I previously told. And think about when you are given an IV versus an oral med. Normally, when you receive an IV, normally when you see medications through IV, they give you a little lower of a dosage rather than you're receiving oral meds, because oral meds need to be given at a higher dosage because of all the filterizations that's going on within the body to get it to actually get within your bloodstream, which when you are receiving medication through the IV, they insert the needle right into your veins, so it's already within your bloodstreams, and so it's floating within your bloodstream, so you don't have to go through that much of filterization as if you were taking an oral med. They don't have to go through the biological filters with these enzymes that break them down and try to get rid of toxins that will toxic the body. So the bowel is very important when thinking about digestion. And bile is made in the liver, of course. Um, it is released from the gallbladder. It is a non-enzymatic solution that facilitate digestions of that. So when you're thinking about this bowel and these enzymes, you have to think about the different components of the bowel. So bowel have three different components that are very essential to help with these breaking down within the body. So the bowels are secreted by the hepatocytes that travels in the hepatic ducts to the gallbladder, which stores and concentrates the bowel solution. During a meal that might include like fats and concentrating other gallbladder sends the bowel into the duct and the stool, the common bowel duct. And the gallbladder is an organ that is not essential for normal digestion, so it has to be sent to the liver in order to. So if the ducts becomes blocked by like heart, the post known as like things such as like gallstones, you might hear people talk about how they have like a gallstone, which they actually have to get out of the body normally, or sometimes they're too big, you have to get it out surgically, but the gallbladder can be removed without like creating long-term problems. So that shows how not, I'm trying to find a way to word it, but like how it's not very important for the body in order to like continue with digestion on. So bowel salts facilitate fat digestions. Bowel pigments facilitate waste products of hemoglobin degradations, and cholesterol excretes in the feces. And if you guys might know what feces is, it's just like what you poop out. So yeah, the cholesterol leaves out your other end of your body. So that should help you with a little bit more of understanding that. So what about the pancreas? What is going on in the pancreas when you be talking about the digestive system? So when we talk about the pancreas, we have to consider many different things. The pancreas is as important as the liver. So a little bit of background information about the pancreas is contain both types of secretory epithelium. So we have the endocrine and the exocrine. And endo, exo. So endo secretion comes from the cluster of the cells. Exocrine digests enzymes and waste solutions of the sodium bicarbonate. So the bicarbonate secretion, it secretes into the small intestines that neutralize the high acid from the chyme that enters from the stomach, and most of the bicarbonate comes from the pancreas, which we are talking about it, and is released in response to a natural stimuli and secretion. Next slide. Yep, what I just talked about. And so production, it requires high level of enzymes. It requires high levels of enzyme from the carbonic address. So from the renal tube cells and from the red blood cells. All of these things are working together to help with the digestion of these nutrients and body toxins to get outside the body or to deliver within the body. So like thinking of like the essentials of the pancreas, we have to think of many different things. So the extrapancreas secretes like digestive enzymes and sodium bicarbonate. The pancreas islet cells secretes hormones that enter the blood. The pancreas forms the extra portion of the pancreas. And so the pancreas includes many things like the capillary, the inclinary cells, the duct cells that secretes the NaCO3 that enters the digestive tract. actually. And to talk more about the bicarbonate secretions, the cells that produce bicarbonates have high concentration of it, as I previously said, and chloride enters the cells by indirect active transport and leaves the aqueous site. And they have leaky junctions that allow for this movement to happen. And this slide shows a little bit more about the enzyme secretions. Majority of the enzymes are secreted as pancreas. They activate once they arrive in the intestines, and they are the entropeptides, and they convert inactive tristin to active TICE. And I believe that's the end of my presentation. Thank you guys so much for listening.